Hi, Martin. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, how's J&J going?
Tomorrow I have the first demo. In fact, there is a proof of concept.
Mohan?
And they are going to check whether XStep is flexible enough for them, or whether they want to go to Java development.
Java development?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Not easy.
Mm-hmm. That's an option.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I have any questions, maybe I will call you again tomorrow evening.
Der neue Teilnehmer der Konferenz ist
Peter Vogel.
Hallo, Herr Vogel.
Hallo.
Hallo.
Ich habe ein bisschen gebraucht.
So, and who's else on the call? Mohan? Mohan? I thought
Oh, yes?
You're also there. Okay.
How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. Let's see. Who else joins?
Joining conference.
Mike Krug.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Bart, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
How you doing?
Yeah. Same game as last time, so I think we shall give some more time to people to log on and dial their numbers.
Joining conference.
Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Joining conference. Joining conference.
Alexandra.
Hi, Alexandra. How are you?
Oh, fine. Hello to everybody.
Hello.
prepare some things. Just be patient. And then we'll continue. Okay, I think let's start. Something that there will be much more people. Hello to everybody. To this XStepCafe. I think I will mute the participants, at least some of you. I don't know, Martin, is it you with a lot of noise in the background?
I don't know. I don't think so. There's a lot of noise.
Or maybe Alexandra. I see several candidates here. Oh, okay. There's some children noise there in the background.
Just a moment. I will press *6. Just a moment.
Great. So to everybody who's not in a quiet environment, that'll be really nice of you.
Anna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I mute myself.
Okay, good. Okay, so we had last time we have discussed what we will have today, and it was agreed that we cover a little bit, that we have a look at the EBR a little bit. So that's my main topic, and maybe that's not too much. Maybe we can discuss also some other things that might be on your mind today. So let's just switch over to first the rules, of course, just the completeness. I won't read them out, but just to have it here also in the recording, and then the presentation, and share my screen. First one. Do you see the SAP GUI?
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay. Right, so let's enlarge this a little bit. What I want to show is first the process that is how you handle the electronic batch record process in ERP. So I created a process order here with a certain order type. I will explain that all things later in customizing a little bit more in detail. So it is dependent on the order type whether or not you need an electronic batch record. And this is actually a classical one, so no X steps here. So you see these are the old-fashioned process instructions. And I just have saved it and created control recipes. And what you can do after doing that, let's just first go into the 360. So you see that there is a API sheet available. As soon as you have released an order and created a API sheet, you can go into this transaction for the EBR. That is
joining conference.
EBR.
Chandra.
And here you can enter some material selection and select here the generation mode. And then by doing that, you already find this, let's switch to the API sheet and the batch, so that's the batch 395. So you see the batch 395 is already available here. You see that there are these different objects already captured. and you can say, okay, I want to create the batch record now. Yeah, so now it is not in this list anymore. I have to go back and select the display change in the work list here, and then you'll find also some batches already in this EBR list, and in this one you see here current version 0 and only the SAP object. So that means that no archiving has been done so far, but you can at least see what objects are involved here, also inspection logs if there would be any, and later on you will see that some more elements will appear here. Okay, what can you do here? You can say change. You can see whether there are any deviations yet occurred. So you can press on this button, and yeah, I think there's nothing to be done here so far. So nothing is happening. This will change when I go to the PI sheet and do some changes there. So I enter this PI sheet in here. That's a very simple one. So this one with some text here and some buttons here, and at least one position where I can have a deviation. For example, here I have an input field with a certain particle size, and I can enter a certain range. And if I enter something like 20 here, it says, okay, the value is out of range. You know about this, I believe. So I can enter my signature and say this is okay, and you see this deviation, and you can also enter the signature here. So this completes this. So nothing fancy about this, but when I save anyway, when I go back to the batch record, maybe entering again here, setting as a change, I should get some deviation here. So you see, even if your process is ongoing, you already can have a look at your current deviation. So that has been created some more. Okay, and if I click on the latest one, that's the top one here, I already can see and make some analysis here on the deviations of that particular batch. So that's maybe also not widely known that this deviation analysis is also possible here if you're in the middle of the process. Okay. So what happens next? So I can also create some more entries here, for example, and delete them and close them here. And after I have finished my process, so at least all my PI sheets, in this case it's only one, so I say complete. Well, yeah. First of all, maybe I'll go back to the order to show some preconditions for the archiving of this order, of this batch record. So one important precondition is the technical completion of the order. So this technical completion is here, technically complete. And I cannot do this because there are still control CPs active. So what I have to do as first thing is I have to complete all my PI sheets here. So this is completed. And also, of course, the process messages must be carried out. And I'll go back again into the order. I expect that this created, still not there. Try. Still not there. Okay, I'll look into the list of process messages. Yeah, of course. I was in the process order, so the process message could not be sent. So of course I have to resubmit this now. Okay, and now I can complete this order. echo, save it, and then when I go back into this batch, I can archive it, hopefully. Okay. Of course, for all this archiving, all the systems have to be ready. Optical archive, for example, and also all the paths that are needed for the archiving. But that's a rather technical stuff, and I won't cover this here. Honestly, because I'm not very I don't know these things in very much detail. So I have archived it. And now if I'm looking at this current version, I see much more elements here. Now I see a table of content. Yes, I have to save here. So I see a table of content here, and version data, all the deviations. So on every archiving, a deviation is automatically created here. And I see also the maybe you know these lists from the normal process order archiving. So there's nothing fancy about these. But these are only all the lists, all the PDFs you see here are just sort of templates, if you wish. You can alter them. You can use your own print reports and forms to do that more to your needs. And what is else there is the PI sheet, and here it looks a little bit different than with the normal CO60 transaction. So there's a different style sheet that is used here, and it's because we need to have this as a closed document that really contains all the information when you archive this to an optical archive. In CO60 you still have the possibility to get data from the back end, and this is not possible here anymore. So therefore you need a special style sheet here. And in the style sheet, you see also some details like general comments on the PI sheet. I should have created some comments here, so all comments also would appear here. And you see the deviations. And there's also a link here, so you can click on this, and you immediately jump to that section. And also here you see that this looks different than with the CO60. So, for example, in the table you see table lines here, because here you
Joining
see
conference.
deviation history entry here, see line 1, so you can see, okay, it's in line 1, and also here you see the validation rule also mentioned to identify what has happened here really, and you see also all the signatures here that have happened here. So you have all the information here with a reference to table lines here. So that's quite a difference here. And of course, in this list here, you still have all the SAP objects as long as they are still there in the system. And the last thing I need to do here is to approve this batch record. So I'll do that. I have to enter a comment. Okay. And my password. And then I'm looking back again here. You see all in this folder. I see also all the approvals that have happened here. Yeah.
Joining conference.
Uwe Dieters.
Hi, Uwe.
Hi.
To all, a warm welcome to Uwe Dieters. Maybe you know the name also from several presentations on the BPX and some presentations we held together in ASAC. I asked him to join us here because the topics are a little bit also sometimes more technical and also a good opportunity for him to say some words also to you. But maybe first I continue. I don't know how much time do you have, Uwe?
Okay, just continue. I'll drop in.
Okay, great. Good. So and you see that this is the current version 0, and maybe I have I did something like for instance, let's go enter here again. Of course, I cannot really go into change mode here, but I can I can do some comments here. Change. Should do this. Uwe, shouldn't I be able to create some comments here? No. Anyway, okay. Normally this should be possible. There's some problem here. But what I wanted to show here is that you can go to this badge and change it, and change. And what will happen then is that the approval will be revoked, and a new version will be created. So create a new version, and this means that I have got a history here, which has all the old versions here, and I've got a new version with all the elements still there. Of course, no approval here, because the approval that I did here was here. And what I can do here, for example, is the current version. I can add, for example, an attachment. So anything I found, for example, on the shop floor, maybe something I needed to scan, or anything I needed to put in maybe electronically, which was omitted, but I can scan it at least. So I can enter here some addendum, for example, addendum 1, and select the type here, like this, like a PDF. I just choose this one here, and then you see here in the version that there's an attachment here. I can also do some commenting here, so I can add a comment, like comment 1. Okay, and save this. And then I also have a comment. So you see, there can be a lot of things here, also after the completion of the whole process. And of course, this new version I can then also approve. Okay. Enter the password, and that's it. So you see that there's an approval also there. And if I want to change it again, then the same happens again. A new version. Okay. So I'll switch to the customizing to show you a little bit where you have to put your fingers on to make this happen. So first thing you need to do is here in the process order type, in the order type dependent parameters, there is a setting. Let's check here, and this one here, EBR, batch record required. So only if you set this setting here, then the EBR is possible. So that's one thing. And then there's something to do here in the process data documentation section, batch record. You have to define a material-specific overall profile. So that, what does that mean? You have to define, well, initially
Joining
it
conference.
was per material. You had to define what kind of documents are to be included in this batch record, and what kind of information are needed for the deviation in the approval or archiving. Right? In this case, the deviation settings are all the same, and here's the document profile. I will show you what this means.
Anna?
Yes?
Is this overall profile, has it to be made for each material?
I expected that question, and that's why I said initially. So of course we had got the feedback quite quickly that this is not very usable to enter this for every material. So there are several notes. I'll have prepared them already here. So these are the notes that have been created here to be able to add a wildcard. So Uwe, I think it's possible to do it like in this case AM_star, and then it would collect all the this pattern, or it's only the star.
I think it's only the star.
Only the star.
Yeah.
Okay, so that what does that mean? You can, instead of entering a material, you can say star and a certain plant, and then this is your default setting. And if you have got any other special materials, you need to put them as I show it here. Right? So that's the concept behind it. Okay, let's go a little bit into some more details. So here in the content and layout, you can have a look at the document profiles. So here you see all the different types of documents I have shown you in the CO EBR. So table of contents, version data, whether you need, for example, the process messages, because this can be a quite long document. If you don't need it, you can just leave it. Whether you want to have here a user-defined data report also archived. And all of these documents you can control. So you can here in this output control sections you can have your own Z programs and forms here. You can just copy the standard ones and adapt them to your needs. And you can also add here the user-defined data also, so with your own separate document. So that's a way of also adding some information that we might not have foreseen. So for instance, in this user-defined data or in any other of these documents. So that's the document section, and also here in the deviation profile, you can.
Arne, I have a question.
Yes.
There was a field user-defined document in one of the previous screens.
In that one here?
No, I don't think so. Yes, this one, user-defined.
Yes.
Is that used for tables which are not ABAP tables, but tables out of SAP maybe?
Well,
shall I say something to this?
Yeah, sure, Uwe, go ahead.
Okay, concerning these document types, normally SAP ships subscript reports for, let's say, getting first this subscript document that's filled, let's say, also with the process order data, and then convert it to the PDF document. Concerning the user-defined data, there's a kind of, let's say, only a very light subscript form, and that just contains a header and no content. And this form, subscript form, can then be used to also collect the information that you require, and to convert it into PDF. This is, let's say, the situation until SAP Enhanced Package 6.4. So if you have, let's say, external tables, you first have to, let's say, collect the data via your print program that where Arne showed, let's say, also the settings for the output control, and then you can have to map it to the corresponding subscript elements to fill the subscript form and to convert it to PDF.
Let's have an example. I think, Martin, what you're referring to is some external system, like, I don't know, a process historian or MES system, which might have some additional data. So of course, for this report needs to have somehow access to this data. So if that data needs to go into this EBR, then you need to sort of upload it somehow into an environment where this report can find it. I'm not that familiar with the possibilities of ABAP getting information from other systems, but other way around, of course, you can use, for example, MRI as our manufacturing platform to upload any manufacturing data to some internal data, and then you can access that from this report and put it into the EBR, of course. I'm not sure. Hold on, just one more remark. Maybe Uwe can say something there. Of course, if it's data like a temperature curve with one data point per second, this is a lot of data, and I believe what would be sufficient is something like a diagram, maybe. So I don't know, Uwe, is it possible? Do you see some possibilities to to automatically import some PDF that might be generated somewhere else with some diagrams to this attachment?
Yeah, I would not personally. I would not do this via the document profile. I would do this with the help of the attachments you showed earlier. Yeah. I did let's say made a short remark. As you know, the subscript printing technique is quite a little bit of let's say old-fashioned, and with the SAP Enhancement Package 4. We established a way to use the Adobe print PDF-based print forms from Adobe that are integrated into SAP standard to be used also in the EBR environment. We did, let's say, if you are quite familiar with the read-only print-based forms, PDF-based forms of Adobe in the SAP environment, we followed let's say, a different approach because we first generate an XML and then ship it to the ADS to get our PDF out of it. And this might be one solution to integrate this in such a, let's say, a print-based PDF form from ADS. But personally, I would, let's say, create this as an attachment. Let's say what's not so nice is that you have to manually assign those attachments to the EBR.
Yeah, that was my question, Uwe. Maybe there could be a possibility to automate this somehow. We had some, let's say, also ideas to do so, and we at least know one customer who does this in a semi-automatic way. They have, let's say, runs from a HPLC or GC analysis that they scan into JPEGs. And they assign barcodes to it, and also their batches do have barcodes. And with the help of external tables, as far as they trigger, let's say, the archiving of the EBR, they search for the documents with the same barcode as the batch that is currently archived, its batch protocol. And if this is the case, then they do this assignment via background job. So at least they have an EBR and attached all the JPEG files of their HPLC runs stored in via archive link. This is also what I would recommend to do so. But we had this let's say idea in our portfolio discussion, but it unfortunately fell out of let's say this round. And but if you, let's say, with more than one customer do have the requirement for having such a feature, it would be very nice. You get this as an input. That's a good general point anyway. I mean, we are really dependent also from input from our customer base concerning the necessity of new developments. And of course, we know about some things that might be needed, but it's one thing when we here on solution management, for example, say this. It's another thing if, for example, 10 different customers put some pressure on this, and then this is much easier to really achieve here.
Yeah.
But that's another topic.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
I was here on the deviation profile, and that's a really nice thing here. On this level, you can define what is a deviation in terms of this deviation report I showed earlier. So, for example, here this is the PI data scope. So that means a comment message is regarded as a deviation here. Of course, all the deviations in the PI sheet. Any comments here on signatures, and also for QM data, we are able to say, okay, all these different events, all these stuff here are relevant for this deviation report. And one really important thing here in this for this deviation report is that you shouldn't, the QS department, when it comes to releasing a batch here, shouldn't be forced to really go into this PI sheet and look into every of these deviation here and scroll here and see here and where is it. I mean, you can jump here, okay, that's fine, but the real central document where the QS should only look into is this one, because that is aimed as the one and only point to check for any variances that are relevant for the release of the batch. Of course, this needs to have some iterations in the customer process. At first, QS is maybe not very confident that this is really the whole truth, and they really go into every detail themselves. But and maybe they have some requirements for this variance analysis that might be added, which you can do because there's this report here, this program, the deviation check here, which you can of course also copy and create your own to add more in this whole report. And that's really the essence. And by doing that, you really can get the time for releasing of a batch down, because the QS department does not need to scroll through all the documents, because the system does it for it.
Arnold, this is Chandra. I have a question.
Yes.
I think the same feature is maybe required even in CO60. Like when the execution guys are executing the PI sheet, they want to take a look at the summary of the deviations. What would you suggest for such a?
That's why I don't know whether you came in late, but that's why I at first created this batch record. Also at the very beginning of the when I just created the PI sheet. So once I have entered data in the PI sheet, I can really go in this transaction, select the batch, and check for deviations. And that would be my answer.
I think I saw that, but the execution people may not have access to EBR in real-wise.
Yes, so it's really a good tool for QS, not only when the process has finished to look into this transaction, but also to do this if they are interested to do this during the process. So it's possible. And
I understand, but the manufacturing folks may not have authorization to see your EBR transaction.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about manufacturing folks. I mean that really depends on the how you give your authorization, of course, and at your sites. But I'm more talking about QS folks. So that QS can have some insights into this in the status of an order of a batch while it's produced. Of course, I mean. I wouldn't expect that every operator has authorization to go in here, but maybe the software manager or something could have the authorization to check this.
Okay, thanks. Rana?
Yes?
Question from me. You have created this batch right after you have started processing the PI sheet. And you made it manually. Is there a job available which, let's say, can automate it to, let's say, generate it automatically?
So yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We do have a report also in the package VBP for creating, and also I think for then if they have to be deleted for deletion.
Yeah, you see it's section variant background job, so this is possible again.
And it works.
Oh, great.
So of course, the generation here that shouldn't be done manually, because that's just sort of the initializing of the batch record. So you really could have a star here and no batch here, and do it once in a while to generate all the new batch records. But the manual part is more this here, the display and change, and the approving, I would say, is also manually.
Mm-hmm. Then another question. I have learned during the training course that the EBR, to work with the EBR, there must be attached an optical device for archiving. Is that also necessary while we are, let's say, generating an EBR but not archiving it?
I think it should work also without optical archive, but Uwe, maybe.
Yes, I think it only comes to place if you try to archive the data.
Okay.
So there is a possibility to, let's say, generate a batch record, but as long as you are not archiving it, the optical device issue is not playing a role.
As far as I know, yes. So
great.
Yeah, One additional remark, also something that I learned from another project where I'm currently in. Normally we think, especially for being compliant with the FDA, we think about these write once and read many media that are used. In the meantime, there are some storage device vendors that are able to, let's say, provide you a device in a hard disk-like mode that also allows you to store data quite permanently. But there's also the possibility to destroy your data after, let's say, a distinct point in time, which is not that easy if you have, let's say, this data stored in the optical archive. If you want to, let's say, delete
after the retention period,
after the retention rate, if you delete it, then you will, in our case, delete, let's say, the connection between the optical archive data and, let's say, the SAP object that's connected to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, I think, also a shift in paradigm a little bit, because the hard disk grow so cheap now, and that the optical archives might not have many advantages anymore. Because if you have make sure that this is all fail safe and with a RAID controller and that you also cannot override and manipulate these things by certain measures, then it is equivalent, I think.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, welcome. Yeah, so that was pretty much it from my side. Still 40 minutes. Took longer than I thought. Any more questions on the EBR?
This is Chandra. I have a question. I think you did cover the lot and how the relation between CO11 and CIBR.
I didn't get it. The connection is not very good from your line, I think. Maybe could you type your question in the chat and then
Hello, is this better now?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's better now.
Sorry, I wasn't here. The question is, you didn't talk about the, usage decision, the relation between Q11 and CIBR. Kind of, sometimes that creates some issues for us, because you need to approve the batch the Q11 usage decision before you go and do the CIBR, right? So why was that, the relation set that way? Why not do the CIBR first and then do the Q11?
Maybe Uwe can.
Yeah.
You're here.
This is the let's say the discussion when you have the usage decision, and to have let's say an approved EBR is I think longer than I stayed within SAP, and I stayed within SAP since 1998. So there was a decision quite a couple of years ago that you require an approved EBR before you can, let's say, have the batch approval, as far as I know. But this is quite a little bit not that nice, because the approval of the batch itself, the usage decision, then will be not part of the initial version of the EBR. This is quality data that is also changed. And we had, let's say, also 2 or 3 trials to convince the QM colleagues that might be also good, that we have this usage decision also, let's say, the information of the usage decision as a part of the EBR before we archive it. But this was not, let's say, implemented right now. If you have this requirement, please contact also Arne or colleagues from our solution management, so we can also take the next round to get let's say here a kind of system change. I don't know the other guys, ladies on the phone. If you have, let's say, difficulties with the usage, with let's say the current system behavior, that the usage decision requires a approved batch EBR.
One remark also, if it comes to requirement, once again, it's okay if you just say, we'd like to have it, but that's not really good enough. If you want to put a requirement to us, it's better to say, okay, we'd like to have it, and if it doesn't come, it has certain consequences, and these are dot dot dot. Yeah. So what are the consequences if this does not happen? So you really need to have a pain, and you need to describe it to us as well. And this is really a good point for the approval in our portfolio process. Yeah. Okay. The other topic I had a little bit on my agenda was to discuss topics. What needs to be watched out for when you switch from instruction-based PI sheets to XSteps. Are you interested in that here in this round? I'm not sure. Is that something?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then let's do something here. I first will show you some. Yeah, that's one. So here I've got a recipe which is the classical one. With you see this is open, so it's without XSteps, and you see that the XSteps are not active here. So first I concentrate here on how to switch. First, of course, you need to activate all the business functions and the SCM extension set, but I think that's rather clear. But what happens after? So you need to put some setting here in the master data for the master recipe customizing. And that's here the settings for the task list type, and here the defined profiles. Here's the setting where you this recipe, by the way, here, this one, you cannot see it, I think, here, which profile it was created with, but I created it with this one, right? So, and that is only with process instructions, and that would be the case, I believe, if you're coming from the old world, if you want, and what you can do then is either you really go into your existing profile and just set this to XSteps optional, and save this, and then you can decide for every recipe, enter it again. This one is active. So at this point in time, and if I create an order here for this production version, it would take the old instruction categories here. But if I'm entering here, I get a note, and that's an important note, because once I maintain XSteps, the process instructions here are invalidated. So they are deactivated, and you have to work with the XSteps afterwards. But the important thing is you don't have to switch all your recipes in one go. You can really start with maybe a pilot process or a pilot department, where you switch even on material level, you can, or recipe level, you can switch here between the old way of working and the new way of working, and that's, I think, a good, an easy way to do this shifting. So once I do this, I get an empty screen here. I have to create a tree and all the stuff that we have covered in the last session, and then if I'm going back, you see that this is then deactivated, and if I would save, then I never have the possibility to go to these instructions again. So that's the first thing I wanted to show. Secondly, I was asked a lot of times, okay, is there any migration tool? And I must say no. There's no migration tool that allows you to really automatically create XSteps out from your process instructions. And there are several reasons why. The thing is, the XSteps, they have, if you go, let's go to the repository. The the X-steps have certain way of saving their data. So of course, you can create all these elements like these, and if you go into the instruction here, then you see the characteristics. But they have to be like this, so that they work in the X-step environment. With the process instruction, the old process instructions, you can do things a little bit different here and there, and then it might not work really the same way. The other thing is the usage of variables that you would do with the process instructions. It's a complete new concept here in the X-steps, because there you have the parameters. So you really would have to do a lot of manual rework here. And I tried before this session. I tried this for my own, and I can also show you this in one or another example. But it's not that easy. So you can try to copy and paste these instructions a little bit, but expect to run into some troubles there. So I just show it as an example. So this one is the old master recipe, and let's go into that one here. And for what is quite good is a simple one like a function call. So if you take this, you can, for example, copy this whole row here, and I've got here an X-step try to import old instructions. So for example, this one here is an empty instruction element here. I can double click, so there's nothing in here. I have to set this to change. I can double click here, add one line, and then I can just copy all my characteristics here. Go back again here and copy the second column, and and then you see that something happened here, and you see also that this is indeed this worked, because that was the structure was really the same structure for the X-steps, and there was also no different characteristics used. There are some new characteristics with X-steps, like for example the HTML long text, which you do with process instructions differently. So there you have to take care. But this, for example, did work. If I, for example, and that was a different thing, I thought maybe the long text is quite easy. So, for example, go here. So that's really easy. I mean, this is really not worth the pain here to do this, but I just do it for as an example here. So I copy this here, and copy this, and so, and now you see, okay, it has done something. Yeah, here there is a long text. Let's check what is inside here. Oh boy. Okay. Once more. Maybe first save it. Okay. Try it again. Maybe I shorten it a little bit. So I go here, double click here, and then, for example, I can try to change to the fragment HTML, but then of course this is empty, because here I need to go inside the long text also. So it's really quite an effort. And then I can copy this, and then it will work. So you see, I mean, and that's what I mean here. So now I got into serious trouble, because what now happened, the system finally, by switching to this fragment HTML, recognized, okay, there's some standard way of doing it, and what it did here is in the characteristics, it added something, and there was something remaining from my other characteristics. So that one. So I need to really delete that one here, I think, or I think also that one here, and then I hope this will no. So you see that there's a lot of you can run into a lot of troubles here, and that's not so easy. One thing where it was working okay, sort of okay, but had some problems with variables, of course, is the following one, that one here. So that is quite an extensive one. So I imagine you would like to be able to sort of just copy this, and it's possible in. Let's just go back again, entering again, because that's sort of corrupted here now. Oh boy. Once again. Sorry. Okay, so it did recognize, okay, it's a table. It did recognize, well, nothing, not much more. So I thought, okay, this works not at all. But then I just removed some things like all these characteristics here. They don't really make sense because these are automatically evaluated characteristics anyway, which do not make sense because we use the symbols and the parameters here. So I just removed that one and maybe also that one here, and yeah, looks a little bit better. So now it looks like this. But for example, the automatic generation, there's of course no variable here. So you need a parameter here that you define here, of course. And here in the input list, there was a default value. It was a variable, but of course variables are not used here really. So yeah, it's possible in a way, but it's not very good. Okay, so those were the points that I wanted to show. So and we are at the end of the time, but maybe you want to ask some more questions.
Yeah, that's one question for me.
Yes.
Is there any precondition required in terms of enhancement tag before we start with the XStep?
No, the XSteps do not need enhancement tags. What you need is the extension set. Uwe, are you still there?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe if I say something wrong, you can correct me, but I can.
Perhaps can you just go to
I open a brand new one of our test systems here, maybe, and then I can show some things here. Okay, business functions here.
Mm-hmm. So those of you who might be familiar with, let's say, the settings in the other release, they know that under enterprise extensions you have to switch this EA-SCM switch on. So you can use also the execution steps in 4.7 extension 2.0. If you are, in addition, let's say, if you would like to benefit from the development that we also did within the enhancement package framework, then you can also switch on those business functions where Arne's just currently moving over. We have those PPPI processing tree enhancer for the XSteps, where Anna's just putting the mouse point on it. This business function was shipped with the enhancement package 2, and it will just put the pharma enhancements that we shipped with the.
That's in 2. The pharma enhancement.
Yeah. With the pilot node for ERP 2004 and 2005. This brings this functionality back into the standard.
Maybe the XSteps for routing here, if you want to use it for discrete industries, then you have to have this. So it's EHP3.
Okay, so maybe I can be a little bit more clear. So we have SAP ERP 6.0.
Mm-hmm.
So any precondition required to implement XStep?
No. XStep? You will have to activate this enterprise extension EASTM.
I don't know. Maybe Uwe, is it still necessary to release the SAP namespace? That was one of the smaller issues there to really get things running there.
For the bodies, don't think that it should be necessary. But if in case you get problems, then just let us know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I think here in this customizing here that there has been situations which I saw that this was empty initially, so you had to really add this SAP namespace manually, and then it worked. So that was a point here in this part where you had to do something maybe. So look out for this if it doesn't work. Any more questions?
Alright, this is Chandra. I have a question about if you have the ECM functionality on for master recipes, when we switch from process instructions to XSteps, does it capture all the changes from audit trial purpose point of view?
So you mean all the changes that you had previously in your master recipes?
Right.
Yes, sure.
So even the switch from process instructions to
you mean the switch itself? I'm not sure. Uwe, is that a change in terms of engineering change management?
I don't think so. We
because you have to create an XStep tree, so it is a change, and so at least.
So the recommendation would be to create new master recipe or continue
you can
so that we don't lose. Sorry.
I really would recommend to keep your recipes as I showed it before, because I mean you have your operations phases there. You've got the bill of materials, the production versions. I mean, of course you can create new recipes if you want to make it sort of safe or to make a clear cut, but it's not needed.
Perhaps one additional recommendation: if you use engineering change management and change numbers or change requests. I would recommend to use the recipe profile parameter XSteps optionally. Then you can work with the process instructions in the way you do. And if you say, okay, I want to start with the XStep trees or XStep maintenance at the 1st of January, you will just have to create a change number, enter your master recipe with the change number, and create the XStep tree. As far as
I showed you before.
Yeah, as you showed before. Also, if you use different change numbers, so for changes in the future, also the changes that you do in the XStep tree will show up as far as you enter with your change number in the master recipe. So we have let's say also an assignment of the change number via so-called internal change objects to the XStep tree that ensures that the XStep tree that belongs to a change number is loaded with all the changes that are assigned to this change number. What's quite not that comfortable is something that you might know if you want to have, let's say, a quick overview about the changes of your master recipe. There we do have some transactions. I think it's C261 for the changes, but this only applies to changes of process instructions. The changes on the XStep tree are quite more complex. And those changes are stored as let's say, as X strings in an XML format. Up to now, we don't have the possibility to provide you with a display transaction for those execution step changes in the tree, because you not only do have, let's say, the problem that you have a value that's exchanged against another value. If you might have in mind, we have a tree, and so you can, let's say, copy and paste branches of the tree to other locations, and also, let's say, the child-parent relationship of those nodes must be taken into account, made visible, and here we don't have standard functionality, but we know that one of our customers who implemented execution steps told us that they build up an let's say, also for the standard X steps that Arne showed earlier before, a tool that is able to compare two versions. I think they did it. They don't made too many words about how they did it, but I think they do it XML based.
Okay. So is SAP going to come out with similar features? I mean, for similar tools rather. Because that would be an important requirement, for QA folks to release the recipes.
Again, it's like I pointed out before. All requirements you really please communicate it to us. What are your requirements? What does it mean if you don't have it for your business? By the way, I'm planning for the ASAC next year in May to start an influence council on this topic as well. So on steps and PR sheets and this stuff to roll in this so that we can gather the requirements in a consolidated way, that we see there are lots of customers needing this and so many users are sort of standing behind that in terms of our licensing, because we of course need to back up our requirements with field need. Please, I've switched to the polling pods. Please, rate the session if you want. If there are no further questions on what we discussed right now, as I already said in my email announcement email, I sort of run out of new topics. So there are still some left here, but they are not really worth looking a lot into it. So I would expect that next sessions will be more, whoever will be on that session says what we'll discuss. So I will do no preparing. So it will be more an ad hoc thing. Another thing would be if I get feedback from many people. Okay, please cover this or that section next time. But I think we should try to make it more loosely now. Agreed? Everybody?
Yep.
Yep. And what I also would say is that I skipped the January event, because that's more a vacation period, at least in Germany. And maybe you also have different things there to do when the year starts. So I would say I'll go for the 1st of in February. So that's I don't know. I will send an announcement. Okay. Any more comments? Also on the future of this XStepCafe, how you see it? I mean, what I just said. Anything? Of course, any input of you. Yeah, I always emphasize that it's also a good platform here to show something that you have made, or to discuss some cool thing that you have done maybe, or something, so that we can share it.
One topic I would be interested in is integration of MII with, PI sheets and archiving, such as that.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Could you send me a mail so that I don't forget it? So
sure.
Or and all the others, if you find have some ideas, then just send me a mail, and then I'll try to consolidate this somehow. Yeah. Okay. Then let's finish up for today. And thanks for joining me to this cafe. And to everybody, good, a nice Christmas if you celebrate it, and Happy New Year.
Same to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.